been there for years. The money to be made is big, just be careful where you dig. You might be waking up the dick, I tell ya, there be tears.
We're going head to head with the undead. You can feel them for the lead, but they won't stay dead. We're going head to head, cause we really need the bread. Now everybody's fled, cause they won't stay dead.
You're knocking down the home, but there's old folks in the way. A good old-fashioned bank job might just save the day. We'll get the kind of dough we need just so they can stay. But the old bill ain't the only thing standing in our way.
We're going head to head with the undead. You can feel them for the lead, but they won't stay dead.
Jackson, I understand you've got a top 10 for us today.
I do have a top 10. It's
I'm
right here in
intrigued.
front of me.
Go
I know,
on.
right? I saw a lot of movies this year, so I've got a lot to talk about.
Of the two British top 10s, this will be the better one.
Yeah, because I'm right and you're wrong.
Exactly.
I'll probably end up agreeing with that.
I agree already, and I'm contradicting my own top 10.
I want to get a couple of honourable mentions out the way before I start.
All right, go ahead.
Because they're not coming up on anyone else's, so I want to talk about two honourable mentions are Cockneys vs. Zombies and God Bless America, both of which have absolutely no right being good, but are both pretty great. Cockneys vs. Zombies is a terrible exploitation film, but with a decent script, and it's surprising how much better it makes it. It's really funny, especially if you're from London, and you should all watch that. Even though I know it sounds like the worst thing, but it's not. And
Is it better than Strippers vs. Werewolves?
it's a lot better than Strippers vs. Werewolves. It's miles better. It's if someone who had a brain worked on it. It's and God Bless America is part really bad, lazy satire, but there's some really good character work there, and it's really worth watching. So, yeah, those two. Okay, top 10. Number 10 is Moonrise Kingdom.
All right.
That film's really great, you guys.
Yeah, I think that one's very, it captures that childhood kind of sense of love, I think, very well.
It does. It made me...
It is the best French New Wave movie since the 60s.
Yeah, and it is set in the 60s. You were talking about Looper being Bruce Willis's return to acting. No, Moonrise Kingdom is...
Well, sadly, I missed Moonrise Kingdom.
He does a lot more acting in Moonrise Kingdom than he does in Looper.
That's accurate.
There's no action in this. Well, there is some action, but it's.
But it's like Wes Anderson style
Yeah.
action, so it's like a big cardboard lightning bolt coming down. And
Maybe a quirky chase scene.
And that scene at the end is surprisingly tense. I'm like, oh my god,
it's
what's
pretty
going on?
good, yeah.
Whoa! And it made me kind of bummed out in a way, that film, but in a good way, because it was like, man, I'm 18 now. I'm 19 now. I'm no longer a child. Aw, that's a shame. You won't get that feeling, Callum, because you are still a child.
Yes. Whereas you're maturing, I'm regressing.
Apparently. But I really like the main two characters are excellent. The little boy and the little girl.
Oh yeah, I really like their interactions.
And that scene, that kind of awkward scene where they start kissing, is surprisingly well done for its honesty of, man, learning about what sex is a really weird thing. And
I thought that was excellent how they did it. Yeah,
it's so excellently done. Like these two characters who literally they don't know what to do. They know what they kind of want, but they have no idea. And that one scene is real good. It kind of sums up the whole movie. So yeah, Moonrise Kingdom is great. You should all see it. It's probably one of my favourite Wes Anderson movies. It's up there. I think.
Is it near Rushmore?
No, it's not near. Nothing is near Rushmore. I love Rushmore. So
I am
don't know if
disappointed myself for not seeing that.
you don't know if you'd what?
Put Rushmore as his best movie.
I would, but then
Discussion for another day. We'll have a Wes Anderson fight someday.
We will have a Wes Anderson fight.
We'll take Wes Anderson to movie court.
Yeah. Okay. Number 9 is Dread.
Yes.
I still need to see this.
Oh my god, do you need to see Dread? Okay, I won't go that
Yes.
in depth in Dread then, but Dread is basically everything The Raid should have been, and then some, and it only really got that much better on a rewatch.
Exciting.
Yeah, there's actually not that much fighting in it. There's a lot of action, but it's mostly some good tension and actually character work. It has
Good, because the problem with the Raid, too much fighting.
Yeah, exactly. And oh man, Dredd is so good. The main two characters, like Dredd and Anderson, are probably in a weird way, one of the best buddy cop best buddy cop stories
Movies.
in a long, long, long time. And,
Better than the other guys, which is probably my standard right now.
It's better than the other guys. Come on.
Wait, what?
The other guys is a good movie. Don't talk shit about the other guys.
Hold on,
so
I'm
sad.
clearly thinking of the other guys as a different thing. What's the other guys again?
The Mark Wahlberg.
Will Ferrell, Mark
movie.
Wahlberg.
No, I was thinking of the right thing. Yeah, you're wrong. Okay.
That movie is shockingly good. I think
No,
you're all
half
crazy.
of it is shockingly good. The other part is bad prostitute jokes.
Yeah, the first half
Okay,
of that is
that's
shockingly
true.
good. The second half is a Will Ferrell movie.
It's the bit anything with the pimp and anything with the girlfriend and the fact that everyone's surprisingly attracted to Will Ferrell is terrible and undermines this actually genuinely good buddy cop
Okay,
story.
let's not talk about the other
Dredd.
because I suddenly realized my argument doesn't stand
No.
up.
I will make this argument. I haven't seen it in a while, so I'd feel
Okay.
weird making that kind of claim.
Let's
I
talk
understand,
about
but yeah,
it
but
instead
as far as
then. How
Dredd
about
goes, man,
Surprisingly Great?
that is a movie that, like, oh, God, I wanted to see a sequel to that so bad, and I would love...
I will fund. I will. Like, if somebody wants to like start a giant crowd pull thing or whatever for a new Dredd movie, I will fund that shit.
Yeah, right.
I want
but yeah,
to help
if somebody started a
contribute to fund
Kickstarter for it, I mean, it only cost $30 million, which,
Yeah.
I mean, for something like this is surprising. I mean, they did
Well,
a great job with what
the
with
thing
money
about
that
the
they had.
sequel is what they've said is the plan with this was to make a small one and they want to go bigger and wider.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what kind of stinks.
Which they can't really.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
they
think-
could do another day in the life story, which I would see a fuckload of Dread day in the life stories like this. But they want
I
to
think
go
they should
crazy.
They should take all those costumes, go out in the desert, and film them in like the Blasted Earth or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Cursed Earth,
exactly.
yeah.
Leave,
Yeah.
leave the city, and then you would be able to do it for a lot cheaper. I mean, hell,
There's a really great like no budget, probably like $200,000 sci-fi movie called oh god, what is that called now?
I swear to God, if you say
Hunter?
sound of my voice, I'm gonna freak out.
No. Sound of a Voice is good. I'll get back to you.
Well, Dredd
Is
2.
it a recent one?
It's from 2 years ago.
Low budget. Okay, hold on. Give me the thing again quickly. Just give me the criteria again.
Sci-fi movie about a bunch of aliens in the desert. It's obviously 3 guys and a digital camera. It's beautiful.
Fuck, I don't remember that. All right.
No idea. All right.
Well,
find
Dredd 2 was supposed to be about Dredd's origins, and Dredd 3 was supposed to introduce Judge Death. But obviously, we're never going to get those amazing movies now.
Well,
are
they're
we?
not.
'Cause
That's
life
not set in
sucks.
stone.
That would have been awesome. By
That's
the
not
way,
technically-
every time we bring up Dredd, we talk about how it's what the raid should have been. I just have to point out the French film Sleepless Nights to me is kind of what the raid sounds a lot like what you guys
I
wanted the
haven't
raid
seen
to be.
it.
Which
but
I definitely recommend that to anybody who had problems with the raid. That to me.
I'm talking about the raid thing. I haven't seen this other film. I need to. It's being ordered right now. But
Nice.
I have heard Dredd described as Assault on Precinct 13. So that's the film. You should probably.
Oh yeah. That's a good
yeah,
that's a good
absolutely.
comparison. I'd just put that. Yeah.
And yeah, Dredd's great, and it features such a good role reversal interrogation scene. Probably the best one I've seen. Oh damn! Also, Avon Barksdale.
Also,
okay,
best slow motion footage in a movie in a long time.
that's true. All right, number 8 is Argo. I think. I think number 8 is
Argo, you
yeah, I
think?
think number 8. Oh no, it's the order is like
Yeah, the order.
next-
Yeah.
It's whatever, but Argo is here, and Argo's amazing because that's hilarious, and Bryan Cranston's brilliant, and it's tense as fuck, and the 1970s.
1970s. All right.
Oh right. I've been
the
going
Oscars
deep on
can go-
1970s movies at the moment.
Yeah,
It's
when you
so
start
good.
getting into that grungy 1970s stuff, it's good.
Oh, dude, I just saw Dog Day Afternoon. It's amazing.
Oh my God, yes.
I'd rather talk about Dog Day Afternoon than any of these movies. But anyway,
And the Oscars can go
Argo's
fuck
been talked
themselves.
to death. It's really, really good. You should all see it. And I think that's what I like about it the most is that there's not really depth there. It's just a very, very well crafted surface level thriller in a way that we don't see anymore. You don't see the people walking in queues, the thriller.
Yeah, and there is a little bit of depth to his character about his wife and his kid, and I like the fact that it has that scene when he's about to go off to Iran. There's that scene where he looks at the photo and takes off his ring and puts it down, and then the kid and the wife never come up again until after he gets back, because it is that kind of like, yeah, I'm in the CIA, it's time to be professional, leave all this shit behind. It's showing a guy doing his job.
Yeah, there is depth there, but it's not. it's not like it's trying to be a deep character study. It is it's a surprising it's getting all this Oscar love because like The Hurt Locker, which was way more of a character study, it's just tension. That is tension and humor.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and it does those things really well. So yeah, Argo's great. I can't believe this happened again. Number 7 is Seven Psychopaths.
Ooh.
It's like we're planning this, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, these three, the 8 to 6 are interchangeable. So Seven Psychopaths is great. It's funny. It's got Christopher Walken acting. And when was the last time that happened?
Oh man, I missed
this
that
is the best
so much.
Walker performance in years.
Probably Catch Me If You Can. Was that the last time he did anything serious? I don't know. But Christopher Walken's great, and his speech about dream sequences is... As someone who wants to do some kind of writing in his life eventually, and who dislikes a lot of the things that people say how good movies are written, that speech was written for me, because everyone needs to dream sometime.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I don't need to say any more than that, because it's just, you should watch it. It's great.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Ruby Sparks.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly because that lead character is such a genius creation. The way that he's a hipster, but also really sympathetic, but also the most evil person ever, at the same time, is crazy. And obviously, it would be higher if they didn't trip up at the ending a bit, but that's where it is, and it's great. You should all see Ruby Sparks. And Kevin's wrong.
I was going to say, I was hoping we could have Kevin on here just so he could shout at you about how it's
Nah,
bad.
we'll fight. I'll have a fight with Kevin eventually. I'm good.
You're going to have a fight with
Kevin
everybody
knows-
at this rate.
Kevin knows on the top 10. If you disagree, you keep your mouth shut. He knows that.
Yeah. Kevin
Well,
already did
clearly
that.
you all didn't listen when I was doing mine, did you?
No. The next one, which, speaking of disagreeing, Matt, is The Avengers at number 5. do you wanna sigh even harder? I would appreciate an even harder sigh.
No, you're good. That's what you get.
That's what I get. All right.
The Avengers is a movie.
It's a really good movie, and we didn't get the complete version. There was no shawarma in our Avengers cut, so that's disappointing.
It's
But
also an awesome film.
It's also very good. It's really smart. The character work is some of the best character work in a movie. I've seen it way too many times. Like, I don't think I should say how many times I've seen it because it'll get embarrassing.
Go on.
About 7.
I'm waiting for Matt to do
How many
an
of those
even
were?
bigger
How many of
side
those were in the theater, and how many of those are been on DVD?
Okay. Okay, so I saw it once, first time. I saw it 2 more times with some of my friends. Then I saw it once, just 2 weeks later when I was bored. And then I saw it. Then I saw it on the final showing in one of the independent cinemas in London, which was like 99p. So I was like, well, it's 99p. I'd be ripping off not to go. Then I saw it on DVD when it came out with commentary, and then I saw it in the all-nighter thing a week ago. Like 2 weeks ago.
I would love to have gone to that all-nighter.
Oh, dude, it was so good. And it just
imagine
makes you realize how much the Avengers is on a level above all of those other movies. Like, I don't like Captain America. I don't like Thor. I don't like the Incredible Hulk.
Hulk is pretty good. Not the Incredible Hulk. Hulk. Let's talk about Hulk. Want to talk about Hulk?
Do you want to talk about Hulk? Yeah, let's go talk about Hulk. But that's not part of this universe, apparently. I know.
Well, unless
I
the
know.
Tesseract change him. Change it from Eric Banner to Edward Norton, and from Edward Norton to Mark Ruffalo.
I will watch anything with Edward Norton in, and the Hulk is really bad. That's a shame. Because I love Edward Norton. Leaves of Grass. What the fuck? Anyway. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. But The Avengers has been taught to death. It's a comic book movie that is hopefully important in a good way for the way movies and blockbusters at that level carry on. But
Probably not, right? Like, probably not.
it won't be because they'll learn the wrong lessons.
Yeah.
They should. The
We're all
same
way
that
too jaded and cynical.
Everyone talks about Star Wars and Jaws being like killing off blockbusters because they're both great movies, but then the lessons learned were not necessarily the great lessons that these movies taught. But yeah, Avengers has been talked about forever.
Yeah.
And number 4.
Before we go on from the
Oh,
Avengers,
God.
I should point something out. Saying that the Hulk is better than the Incredible Hulk, they don't speak for all of us here. Everybody, don't write your letters to me. All right. Okay, go on to number 4.
No, the Hulk is better than the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk is a terrible, terrible movie. It's so
The Incredible Hulk
And
is
I
too
will
raw.
double down on the Hulk being a great movie.
regardless.
Matt, you're not surprising me because we all know you're crazy. Jackson, I'm disappointed in though.
I am making no opinions on the Hulk here. My opinions on the first Hulk movie aren't relevant. The Incredible Hulk is just so boringly
it's so terrible.
Oh, it's so bad.
Tim
What
Roth.
the fuck, right? That's it
Tim
where he's
Roth.
like, you wouldn't like me if I'm hungry. Oh, Jesus
Wait, what?
Christ, Edward Norton. Because it's a translation gag. It's not funny.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, you're all wrong. I mean, well, Matt's right. But,
How often is that said?
This is always true.
yeah. Number 4 is Goon. Goon is great. Because I really like Goon. Because I want to say it's not a sports movie. It's a war movie. It's the Lonely Soldier story, but in a hockey ground. That's why I really like it. There is nothing I like better in a film than... Well, there are things, but in a kind of film like this where you get unstoppable force, immovable object, and they don't meet till the very, very end. And the Goon does that perfectly, whilst also being funny and hilariously quotable. And, yeah, just that main guy. We all know. He's great.
Doug.
And Matt should like it more, because...
I think it's great, but there's a bunch more movies that I like way more than Goon.
Yeah, like the Minecraft documentary.
Yeah, we can talk about that. My problem with Goon is anytime it's just about like the jokey, like vulgarity stuff, I feel like it goes for really easy laughs, and it's not funny to me.
I don't think it stays on long
that's
enough
a
to be a
fair
problem.
criticism.
I don't think
That's
it
a fair
stays on long
criticism.
enough to be a problem.
I think it's good. It shows that as a kind of like foil to reel this other guy, and it's like here are all this dumb stuff that's kind of funny, and then cut back to this nice person.
If the entire movie had the weight and impact of the last 10 minutes, it would be on my top 10.
Yeah,
I'd say I'm not too bothered about the vulgarity because it's not like it takes 45 minutes out of it to do a premature ejaculation joke.
My biggest problem with Goon is the last second where it's like a surprisingly beautiful ending to
So
a film
good.
that does not deserve it, and then cut to hip hop.
Yeah, there is that.
Oh shit, I forgot
No!
that.
Why did you do that? They could have carried on with that song and just playing Ness and Dorma, and you're like welling up in ways you didn't expect to be welling up in this movie.
Because,
and it's like,
because
yo.
we don't want to be like Rocky. We want to make Rocky look better.
Check yourself before you
Yeah.
wreck yourself and stop.
so okay, top 3. Again, order.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3 is Shame.
Yes.
That came out over here in the 2012, and Shame, fucking amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
When I tell, like, just like with Children, Men, and a million films, I prefer films that do long takes, because when you do them like this, they are better. That film is intense.
That's another movie where you're like, that ending is perfect.
Oh, it's so good. That person's face. Look at his face. Oh, dude. No, Shame.
For some reason, when you say that, the only image that's coming into my head is the possibility of Michael Fassbender ejaculating. I have no idea why.
No, you say that before you see the movie, and you think,
I know,
it's probably
that's what I mean.
It's an arty take on sex, and it's like,
Yeah.
I've got to feel sympathy for a guy whose problems stem from the fact that he is more attractive, probably better looking, and better
But
endowed,
it
and
is
better at all
so
these things.
dire and bleak
Oh, I
watching
know.
him in those scenes.
But it's not that not only is he better at picking up women and better at sex than you, it's also that he is probably the most evil brother of all time. And you still care for him because of the way it portrays him.
But it's also like he can't the realization that he isn't choosing to do these things. He can't help himself. Plays out so well in that movie.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the scene which is just so long of nothing happening, but kind of like the build up to the date with that girl and everything in the room in his apartment, it is a punch to the face, this film. And I just remembered I have forgotten a film from this list. Oh well, I'll put that on later.
Oh.
But yeah,
What film
I'll put
would
that on
that
after
have
Shame. I'll say do Shame first, but
Okay.
whatever. And yeah, just damn, Shame is. It's hard to explain. You just watch it and then you are floored because of how intense it is. And best editing they should have won best editing at the last Oscars, because those chronologically weird sequences where it just flips back and between are astounding. What the fuck?
Yeah, Shame's really good.
Shame's real good. Okay, the film I forgot 2 films. Well done me. This is an older version of the list, so. Yeah. Okay. Quickly going through them, would have been a bit further back, but whatever. Are A Royal Affair and Wild Bill. Wild Bill is a terrible Guy Ritchie comedy type gangster movie, except made by someone with a brain and becomes this really heartwarming family story. So I probably shouldn't like it as much as I do.
That's enough to sell me on that, because I hate Guy Ritchie so much.
Yeah, I know, right? Guy Ritchie is the worst. And then you're like, holy shit, Andy Serkis is in this. Holy shit, the girl from Rushmore's in this. This is great. And Andy Serkis is great.
Olivia Williams, you mean?
Yes.
Hold your fucking tongue.
I know, I forgot her name. I know. It was better than saying the girl
Adele
from
from
Dollhouse. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, that film.
That would be upsetting outright.
I know,
you
right?
two insulting Dollhouse.
No, but Olivia Williams is so much better than
I
those
like
roles.
Dollhouse more than Firefly. You're talking to that guy, so...
And you like Olivia Williams' body of work more than both.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
She's in the Ghost Rider. Like, we can talk about the Ghost Rider.
She's in Hannah. When Hannah turns into a weird British.
Oh, that's
middle-class
right.
comedy.
She's the hippie mom. Oh, Hannah.
Hannah could not have been done by an American, could it?
No. Right. Well, and the second one, which is A Royal Affair, which talking about films that punch you in the face.
What's that about? That's playing near here real soon.
Okay, basically it is a. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the bad first. It's a foreign period drama about a royal romance in Denmark.
So I automatically don't want to see it. Good.
I know, right? And then you see it, and then, oh my god, is it far better than any film with that description has any right being?
So why did you watch it?
I don't even know why. Because it was recommended to me by someone else, and then I saw it. It was because I was going to do what you did and start catching up on a million films, and then after I saw like 3 of them, I was like, I don't need to waste my life seeing films I don't want to see.
Never do it.
I know. And, yeah, A Royal Affair is one of the smartest period dramas I've seen. It's about so much more than a royal romance. It's genius. It's
all right. I have a foreign period drama on my worst of list, so that's interesting.
Again, it's not like it saves the genre. I mean, the genre.
No, I know.
They can still be terrible.
So opposed to these things.
It is the Mean Girls of foreign period dramas. Like same way I realised that Mean Girls made me know that I don't hate chick flicks because they're chick flicks. I hate them because they're all terrible. It's this one of this.
Accurate.
I know. Okay, top 2. Number 2 is Young Adult, because Young Adult.
That's a happy sigh for the record.
I know. Yeah, Young Adult is amazing, and Jesus Christ, that fucking ending. I know, but yeah.
So how many more movies does Jason Reitman need to make before we can just like solidify his status as a fantastic director? Seems it's like 4 amazing movies now.
I don't like Up in the Air as much as everybody else.
I've only seen this one. I haven't seen any of it. I've got Up in the Air right here from Love Film, and Juno's
make sure you watch Up in the Air. I adore that movie.
I will.
Good.
But I don't think he's ever going to become someone who they see as a traditional, amazing director in the traditional sense. He's going to be an alternative indie director doing great movies, which is what he does.
Well,
yeah,
he's just going to do consistent, like, dramas. Mid-budget. Like, he's not going to be a super arty director, and he's not going to be a blockbuster guy.
Yeah.
And number 1, because I know we're low on time with Aaron, is, and I'm sorry, but my number 1 is Chronicle, because I'm 18 years old. And
Good choice, Jackson. Good choice.
Chronicle is the film tailor-made for me, basically.
Yeah.
Because when I talk about movies that take things that should be positive, that are generally portrayed as positive, and then puts the real into them, the way it handles basically the Peter Parker type story of rundown kid who gets superpowers is the best character arc. Not ever, but like that is the greatest. That idea.
I don't really think it's the Peter Parker story. I think it's the Akira story, because Peter Parker at least had a good home. He still had the the father figure being nice to him. This is if Peter Parker was raised by an asshole, is what it is.
It's the first thing that came into my head. It's just the hero with a rundown origins who wants to do good, and wants to be accepted and wants friends and stuff, and just puts the real into that, and in the biggest way. And that film only hit me with how good it was in like the final scene, like that very final scene. Dude,
Chronicle could have been the premise of Chronicle could have crashed and burned, but it pulled
easily.
it off and so amazingly.
Yeah, I love Chronicle, and
as do all good people.
All good
Chronicle's
people.
okay. It's a pretty good movie.
If you're of a certain age, which is probably not a teenager, that film's not going to be as good for you.
Well, and
I agree. I think it's one of those movies that if you probably saw it at just the right age to really love
I've heard a lot of adults in like their 40s say that they really enjoy it, and I see all the things that you're saying, and I really enjoy the stuff you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with your positives. Yeah,
it's just that the place that I am in my life, and the way that you just left high school, and you're like, what am I going to do with your life? That is, I mean, you can still appreciate that, but that hit me at exactly the right time.
Oh yeah,
so yeah,
we've all had those films that do that.
Yeah.
It still amazes me that in the UK, parents took their 5-year-old kids to see that movie under the pretense of superheroes.
I'm pretty sure it was rated R here.
It was rated R here, and yeah, dude, people take their kids to. There was a parent with their kid in Zero Dark 30 when I went to go.
Jesus Christ!
America's just full of shitty parenting, isn't it?
You want to talk about torture?